Great news coming in from Germany, confirmed by Fabrizio Romano, David Austin, and the correspondent of Manchester United for The Telegraph, that is James Daka, that Marcelo Sabitzer on plane to Manchester to undergo his medical and get everything of his finalized in the nick of time that is really left, because right now as we speak, it's how many hours left to? 6 hours now left to, I think 5.5 hours left so either this player really gets this deal done and dusted, and United have to announce this player before that period of time. Welcome to United Matters channel. Rock and David is my name. Sabitzer is the player we're talking about, traveling from Germany to Manchester, and it's said he's going to arrive at 8 p.m. that is UK time, meaning that at that time it will be 10 p.m. here in Africa, depending on where you're watching us from. That is 20 hours. 20 hours, convert it. Where you're watching in from, that's when this man is going to be arriving in Manchester. And Rock and David is my name. And let's kickstart it off with this. A post was put out by this channel of Manchester United. I think it's a Twitter handle of Manchester United known as Mapetias, so much close to the club of Manchester United, and obviously he was the person who told us that there is a flight scheduled at 18 hours, and it's expected to arrive at 20 hours, and it's in Munich, and its destination is in Manchester. He was the first person to really get us this, that the flight is really scheduled from Munich to Manchester. And guess what? After that, we got a breaking story coming in from a man known as Plettigol that really broke this story about this guy known as Sabitzer. He told us that Manchester United now in pole position to sign Marcel Sabitzer. Chelsea is still in, but Manchester United are favorites now. Player has arrived at the airport in Munich now. So, no sooner had Mapetias put out that scheduled flight than Plettigol told us that a player has arrived at Munich airport to board that plane to take him to Manchester. That is what happened, by the way, on like 1 hour ago, as it's being reported that the player is on plane or arrived to an airport in Munich to board to Manchester. Then the person that really confirmed to us again, being fed in by the club, is known as James Daka, known as a Telegraph Daka. He's a North football correspondent for the Daily and Sunday Telegraph, obviously working for my correspondent for Manchester United, has told us that Marcel Sabitzer is due to fly to Manchester shortly as Manchester United race to complete a loan deal from Bayern Munich before deadline. So Manchester United are racing against time to get this deal done and dusted of Marcel Sabitzer. That has been confirmed by a source coming in from the club. That is Telegraph Doc. It shows you that they are really acting fast. They are against time to find themselves in a position of really putting up the very, 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 very best signing that Ten Hag could get in the nick of time, because we never had time. But what told me that this deal had started to be operated or worked on by Manchester United like 1 or 2 days ago is because Sabitzer never trained today. He has been training the rest of the days, but today it looked like Bayern Munich had really gone into a level of agreeing that Sabitzer is surplus to requirement and we need to really offload him from Bayern Munich to side known as Manchester United. And that does not really say that he's a very bad player. Let me give you an example. There are very many players that have crossed to teams where they've been surplus to requirement and they really heat up. Look at Odegaard at Arsenal. At Madrid, he was surplus to requirement. They really took him out. But right now, you tell Real Madrid that, can you get back Odegaard? They will say yes, because they see that he has really developed into a different kind of player altogether. That is a man known as Odegaard. So, him being surplus to requirement by Munich doesn't make him influential at the club of Manchester United, because at Leipzig, he was really one of the best midfielders in Europe. 28 years of age. He's going to do wonders at the club, I believe. If at all, Casemiro has gone ahead to do wonders at the age of 30. Eriksen the same at the age of 30. What of Sabitzer? A beast or a pressing monster in that midfield. Press resistant, good in the ball, hard shot on him, set piece specialist for the club of Manchester United. Obviously, it's like we're getting another Eriksen who is really younger, 2 years younger, and obviously having more physical attributes than Eriksen. Then David Austin, you know him very well. He works for the Athletic. He has told us that Manchester United are close to an agreement to sign Marcel Sabitzer. He's set to fly in with an aim of completing the move straight loan. Maybe some medical tests, but enough info from Bayern Munich board, approval sought and granted. So, I believe there is no way a player really flies from Munich to Manchester and everything doesn't get done. Unless otherwise there is a hijack from Chelsea, but it looks like the player has spoken to Erik ten Hag. United are really working hard. And I believe in these situations, this is when the Glazers get out all the money they have to bring in players, because I think even if this loan move is for like 5 million euros, the Glazers will pay it up, because the manager is going to tell them, please, I have 3 midfielders ill. I have Scott McTominay ill. Eriksson out until May. Donny van de Beek out until next season. So I have no players to come in and really act as backups for Casemiro and Freddy. So what that calls for is simple. Get me more players. And there is a player that I've got, Sabitzer, and we can now have him. Obviously, the Glazers had to do everything because we are the only English team that is still participating in all 4 tournaments. Carabao Cup semi-final, FA Cup 5th round, we've drawn against West Ham. UEFA Europa League, we're having a playoff against Barcelona. And lastly, in the Premier League. And we are all competing. We are not participating like we used to do in the previous season. We are competing. And for the next 2 months, we are going to be playing 2 games per week. And you can't rely on Casemiro and Freddy. That's it. You need a Sabitzer to come in sometimes to play as a CDM alongside Freddy, or alongside Scott McTominay, and obviously try to rest Casemiro, because Casemiro looks like he's not an injury-prone player, but you never know. What happened to Eriksson would happen to him, because Eriksson in his entire career had never had a career see him out for a month. This time round, he has gotten one that has really seen him out for close to 3 months. So what happened to Eriksson could happen to Casemiro. But the good thing is that if Sabitzer is sorted, he will be someone to reckon with in that midfield of Manchester United. And obviously, I think he can even play as a CDM for the club of Manchester United in certain games if at all the manager wants to rest Casemiro. So that's really great to get in a player known as Sabitzer. And Fabrizio Romano also went ahead to confirm to us about the flight of Sabitzer to Manchester United. He has told us that Manchester United have agreed personal terms with Marcel Sabitzer. He has immediately accepted and he wants to work under Erik ten Hag. He will be in Manchester later tonight, waiting for breakthrough in the talks between Man United and Bayern on loan deal. Now, however much Sabitzer is on plane to Manchester, there are certain nitty-gritties that United are still progressing and really trying to work out with Bayern Munich. I believe Bayern won't really look as a bad person to negotiate with. One, Ten Hag knows the hierarchy of Bayern Munich and they would love to support him, because through such support is when they might get themselves money for Sabitzer. You never know. Manchester United might find themselves in a position of buying Sabitzer in the summer, because Ten Hag is short of central defensive midfielders or midfielders that can play in that double pivot alongside Casemiro. For example, Caicedo looks like Arsenal was going to take him, but he's still available. Enzo Fernandez is just steps away from joining Chelsea. Frankie de Jong looks like is unrealistic. You don't know when they're going to get him or not. Then Declan Rice is going to go to either Arsenal or Chelsea. So there are no realistic CDMs that you're going to talk about in the remaining 6 months that you're going to discover. Maybe Ten Hag, with his wide scope of scouts that really scout out players, he could use that. But it looks like if Sabitzer comes in through and plays very well, why not do what Arsenal did for Odegaard last year? They got him on loan. In the summer of 2021. Not the summer, the January transfer window. They got him on loan for 6 months. He played until the summer of 2021. Then they bought him in the summer of 2021 permanently. Now, if you can get Sabitzer at like 25 million euros or 30 million euros, that will be a bargain for Manchester United, because at least you're having another player who can come in and really do the job of Casemiro and obviously play a Bruno role or an Eriksen role, because he can play as a winger too. I've just landed on it that he can also play wide. So it shows you how versatile this player is that Ten Hag is really getting in. But we pray to it hard. We pray to it that this player really gets the best at Manchester United, and the talks between United and Bayern break through on loan. So, but personal terms have been agreed between Marcel Sabitzer and Manchester United. I believe he's going to be paid his salary. Obviously, it's not a huge salary because Bayern is a team that really has a specific wage structure that it's hard to break. So, that's why you saw the likes of this guy that was at Arsenal, that plays for Bayern Munich, puts on shirt number 10. He plays for Germany. He was really hesitant to put pen to paper because he wanted a certain amount of money, and Bayern told him, we are giving this amount of money. You get? So, as things stand, we are waiting for the breakthrough, but the player is on plane. Personal terms agreed. Now, the rest is in between Bayern and a side known as Manchester United to really agree on the deal. Let me show you a little bit of the video of this player really traveling from Germany. That is it. And this was captured by Toban Hoffenheim. He works for Sky Sports Germany, and he really caught him on camera really traveling on airport on the private jet to leave for a side known as Manchester. When you look at what he has really gone with, looks like he knows everything is in the best of him. That is Marcel Sabitzer on airport traveling to Manchester to undergo his medical. So that is it for this player. It's not going to be the very first time for him to play at Old Trafford, because he played against us when he was at RB Leipzig before he signed for Bayern Munich. I believe that was his last season at Leipzig, and then Bayern signed him. But he's coming at Old Trafford. I think he's going to play here for the second time. Now it's going to be like his home. If at all he pleases Erik ten Hag, he's going to find himself as the permanent player at Old Trafford. But I believe he's tailor-made for the Premier League. Before he signed for Bayern Munich, every Premier League club was really in for him. Man City, Manchester United, Chelsea, Arsenal. It shows you the quality. And because that Chelsea were really having him as an option if at all a deal of Enzo Fernandez fails apart, that shows you that this guy is really good. However much he has gone on the south, I believe he can really get resurrected at Manchester United. Now, if Erik ten Hag can really resurrect players like Scott McTominay, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, talk about him and how he has been playing. Those players whose quality and technicality is really lacking. What of a player who is technically gifted and really good and proven? Age of 28, experienced, good, and he's playing in the Bundesliga. He was playing at one of the elite sides in the Bundesliga, playing in the midfield and scoring goals for fun at RB Leipzig, meaning that Ten Hag knows exactly how to really deal with his player, because he was in the Bundesliga working under Pep Guardiola at Bayern Munich. He's an admirer, because that's why when he was at Ajax, he signed Brian Brobby on loan from RB Leipzig. That means he knew about this player known as Sabitzer. Then he signed Sebastian Haller from West Ham. But remember, West Ham got him from the Bundesliga, meaning that Ten Hag is well conversed with this player known as Sabitzer, and I believe United are really going to have a very good midfielder and a very good spell of this player, because I know he's really great. Next time when I return, I'm going to go through his injury record, because it looks like most of you want to know whether he's really an injury-prone player, and that worries you a lot, because right now it's injuries that have really gone ahead to affect us. But I think we are really having a player who has gone ahead to play 6 games in the Champions League this season. He has gone ahead to play 15 games in the Bundesliga. Those are 21 games. I believe when you look at the number of games that Sabitzer has played this season, I think he's at 30 games. 30 games, I think. Not bad. From August to January, Fadol has been playing how many games? 30. I think he's not off the grip as very people are really saying that he has not been playing games. The reason is that The reason for him not playing games is that Gretzka, Kimmich, Gravenberch are in that team. Even Gravenberch, a very good player, has not been getting enough playing time at Bayern. So it shows you the competition at Bayern is stiff. That's why they really said, let's offload Sabitzer to Manchester United, and maybe we see how he's going to progress at that club. So guys, thank you very much for watching in through. Tell me your thoughts about Marcel Sabitzer on plane to Manchester to undergo his medical, and personal terms have been agreed. Your thoughts onto that are welcome in the comment section below. A sign out for now. See you later, and may the Almighty God bless you abundantly. Rock and David remains my name, and thank you for watching in. Continue to subscribe. How do you subscribe? Lower right bottom corner is a black button that has what subscribe. Smash it. After smashing it, hit the notification bell that will enable you get notified every time I upload a video onto this channel, which goes by the names of United Matters channel. I remain Rock and David, guys. We are having a marathon today on both channels, United Matters channel, strictly Manchester United. If at all you want to watch other content that concerns other teams and how the transfers are really progressing, go to the Rockani Media Football. That's where you'll find me. Bye bye.